Storytells, where we tell our story our way.
I'm Danelda.
I'm sorry, Janine.
And I'm Ajana Nikechi Ana Rosa Dixon.
Ajana Nikechi and Rosa Dixon.
Okay.
My
So
favorite.
the topic for today is Fatal Attraction. What is Fatal Attraction?
So Fatal Attraction is a show on TV One. I usually catch it on YouTube because I'm always gone, but I watched it on TV One, and actually we have a special guest today.
Yes, you.
He just had an episode of Fatal Attraction where he played the villain, of course.
Oh no.
The villain.
Bad boy.
On TV One, and we are so excited to introduce him as our co-host today.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome everybody to Jeramie Burge.
Hey. We are very excited to.
Okay, so on the show we have Jeramie Burge today, and he was on the episode Backroad Betrayal of Fatal Attraction on TV One. So we're excited to interview him today. Welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so we're drinking tea right now by the beautiful Ijanya.
You know.
We got rose tea, and he was really getting into it. He said he has the best one. I don't think
I
so.
think I
It's
definitely
all the
have the
same
best
thing.
one.
We're gonna have a tea off one day.
Yes, we have to.
We have to.
This is
He's gonna ask you your first questions on what you experienced on set.
okay.
So tell us, how did you get into character for this particular role?
Ooh, it was tough. A lot of it was short notice. And I didn't really know too much background on it. They just wanted to see if I fit the description first. So when I finally was able to get some background on it, it was just tough. It was tough, honestly, to read it at first because it was like, man, like this is some tough crimes that this dude, has committed. This is pretty tough, but I just looked at it as an opportunity to showcase, my talent and just get my name out there, build my resume.
And you
so,
did.
Right.
Yes,
so-
you killed that role.
Yeah,
You did.
What did you think of the script when you first read it?
Yeah, like I said, it was tough. It was a tough read because a lot of the details I didn't really find out more until I got down there. They gave me a short synopsis, but once I got down there to the hotel and I was able to spend like a couple of days just reading over it, we got more details on what happened and things that led to
Where was it
on the
filmed
show.
at?
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. So you flew.
No, I actually drove down
Oh,
there.
wow, okay.
I'm scared of flights, so just
we know.
Jupiter Studios. I know that was offered the opportunity to do that, but they gave me a nice gas stipend because I was just kind of a little scared. of flying.
Wow.
You are not
Okay.
the only one. I'm
Yeah.
terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was.
Yeah.
I love the plane.
Me too.
Yeah, me
I might start to like it though. You know what I'm saying? She helped me out on one flight, so
Yeah.
I was cool. I was able to breathe a little bit.
She is a healer for sure.
Yeah.
She does that for people. She makes them feel safe.
Safe.
So that that question actually wasn't. Did you finish your question? Okay. So that question wasn't a part of my questions, but I wanted to know where was it filmed at, because we are in Cleveland, Ohio. So my questions are about the business side. Like, how did you get this part?
So I write my own films and stuff like that, and I won a few film festivals and stuff like that. So
Wow.
a lot of times you get to network and find different people who are doing different things in the industry, and especially in Cleveland, with it not being necessarily the market for movies and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You find the people that are doing it or have traveled to do it but live in Cleveland, and you just get a chance to network and really just getting to know other actors who look out. Like, we look out for each other. So hey, I feel like you should audition for this. I feel like you should audition for that. And
Wow.
you should check
Okay,
this
that's
out.
good.
So
So it's connect.
yeah,
Yes.
connects. So that's people reach out and got me with those people. So it was a blessing.
That's cool. So I asked you that question because we actually got to see you perform in a play as well. Titled
A good man is easy to find.
Myself, Ajanya, and Germ have been in it through separate ones, different kind. I actually didn't get a chance to work with you yet, but I did get a chance to see you perform. So that was really, really cool. But
Yeah, he's a great Dre.
yeah, you're a great
thank
Jay.
you,
When I
thank
seen
you.
him, I was like, I asked the producer and writer of the film, I said, why you didn't give me somebody like him? Why I had who I had to work with. But I was like, he young. I mean, I'm older than you, but I was like, I worked with all older guys.
Oh,
They
yeah.
was like 40, 50. And they was playing
Dre.
my counterpart. I wasn't that scared of him, but when you did it, I was like, oh, he's scary. But I asked you about that because like I said, I asked myself. So I was like, how you do that? I want to know. So how you had them, I have you now. So I want to be put on with the stuff too.
Yeah.
And you said that you write stuff.
Yeah.
You need somebody? I'm available.
Oh,
need a
perfect.
Jamaican.
I'm
You
writing
need a
the film right
Jamaican?
now.
She's available.
I think the film that
Oh,
I'm writing
and-
right now is going to be the game changer. So I definitely.
Okay.
Zanilda as well went to school for acting and has done things. So this whole table, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we all a part of the show.
Yeah, the movement.
The movements.
Talent.
So you got more?
No, that was all.
That was all?
Just make
So-
sure when I hit you up.
For sure.
Mine is all about the storyline. So, like, what were your first initial thought about Akila's story?
Ooh, it was sad. It was unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? And when I was reading, I was kind of trying to figure out why, you know, what led to them getting to that point. And I know with her being pregnant and stuff like that, it looked like a lot of their communication had, you know, been cut off. So,
Okay,
you
for
know,
like, I was
yeah, you know what I'm
8
saying?
months.
So it's like, she obviously was in the mindset, I'm keeping this baby, but I'm cool with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sure with him having a whole wife and kids and stuff like that on his own, you know.
Right.
lost
But it
his,
seemed like they were making plans
yeah.
because of how the story was told. It's like seemed like they were making plans, and he just opened like, okay, I don't want this no more. Like what?
Yeah.
So that's crazy. So how did you feel like playing that part?
I tried to. I didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? Because how I prepare for parts, I try to put myself in, you know, the shoes of the character for as long as I possibly can, and like try to think like them, do everything like them, like, and not really embarrassed to do so. So like, it could be somebody that I would meet.
Yeah.
Say if I'm in the process of preparing for a role, I can meet somebody,
Yeah.
and their, you know, first impression of me would be something totally different than after that project is wrapped. They wouldn't get to know me if they ran into me during that time. So it's like I try to, you know, interact, you know, speak, think rationally on how that person will interact in any situation, and you know, that's how I really prepare for it.
That's good. I remember Heath Ledger when he played the Joker,
Yeah.
and he said it really messed with his mind because he would go home and put himself in the position to be the Joker because he had to stay the Joker to play the Joker,
Yeah, you
and it
gotta
messed with his mind. So just imagine you really getting into your acting bag, having to be that Joker that's in
Right.
prison now.
That
I
Joker-
know it's
That
hard.
Joker that's in prison
That
now.
was a hard one.
Right. That Joker that's in prison now.
So, yeah, I know it's a little hard putting yourself in that position, but it's, I played my first acting role. I played a heroin addict. Oh, it was my favorite. It was my favorite because when you play in A Good Man, you have to be like cute and
Yeah.
dingy and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which is normal. but
Not my role.
but I don't. It's easy, but playing somebody like a murderer and a heroin addict, that's
Yeah,
so.
you got to really get into character because
Yeah.
you've never been in that place before.
Yeah.
I'm not there, you
My
know.
first role was a belly dancer.
Oh.
Okay, that's your. I'm not saying that.
That's right up her alley.
Let me not say that.
Show you some.
The show was God's Trombones, and literally it took like different stories in the Bible and broke them down to like the prodigal son story, broke it down to Moses freeing the slaves from Egypt. It also talked about Noah and the ark. It had the crucifixion, and then it had Judgment Day. In that show, I played a belly dancer. I played one of Pharaoh's fanners.
That sounds pretty.
And I played one of the slaves like crying at Jesus crucifixion.
Okay, let me stop. I'm so funny.
But it was a musical.
Uh-huh.
It was a musical. It was
Wow.
dancing. It was very different, and it was like I saw the Bible in a different way.
Yeah.
And I think that was by Langston Hughes.
Great Langston.
I do have another question before we go into our other set. So we know your family pretty well. The Burge. I won't say Burgess because it's another big family in Cleveland named Burgess, and y'all are just Burge.
Hey,
The
the
Burge.
originals.
The original period. But
Yeah, you know.
But shout out to my Burgess dog. I love them too. I ain't gonna cap. But so I do want to know, do you sing as well? All of them
Yeah,
sing.
do
Your
you sing?
whole family sings.
I'm capable of singing.
Capable.
Capable.
Yeah, but I don't consider myself a singer. No.
Really?
But I'm able to
Let
sing.
her
All right, 5, 4,
No,
3.
no, no, no. But no,
There's some notes.
my siblings and stuff, yeah, we kind of, our parents just, you know, they always told us to push and work on things that we even feel like we okay at, you know what I'm saying? At least spend a day out the week to practice something that you feel like you solid at, so you always got it in your bag, you know? Whenever you need to pull it out, so.
That is such
We are
solid
musically
fatherly
inclined,
advice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Sound like you
musically
have a good
inclined a
dad.
little bit, you know. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I might put out a hit or something. You never know.
Period. Period.
Okay.
She got the hits though.
So the
Yeah, I let him listen to
She
my
got
song
the
on the
hits.
plan,
She got the
so
hits.
he liked it. It was put in work.
Okay.
Put in work fire. Put in work fire.
Shout out to Ajaya and Cachiana Rosa.
Dixon.
Dixon.
Yeah, I'm
Period.
still trying to get used to that.
So how was it feel like? So with the set, like the scene of the crime,
Mm.
how was it? Like, what was your thoughts on it? Were you there for that?
Yeah, I was there for all of it. And a lot of times I would just try to shout out the director and stuff because I like I said, I write films and stuff, so I like to see how he was doing stuff. But
He's a
they
professional.
try to make it as real as possible. Like I was looking, I'm
I know,
like,
when
man,
he was
like,
shooting outside that
yeah.
window, I was like, dang, he
Mhm.
really was.
Right, he was serious, like his
it looked
face.
the road too and everything. So it can be sad when they in action mode because
Yeah.
it's like we going, you know,
Even in
she's
action mode.
unconscious. You know what I'm saying? But once it's over, like some of those actors, even the like cop, one of the paramedics, them was actually funny people in real life. Like
All right.
behind the camera, they silly but they just, you know what I'm saying, jump in the character. And when you in that mode and you're reenacting something that, you know, serious and, you know, tragic.
Yeah,
You
but
definitely-
Okay.
even in action mode, when you were
Mhm.
shooting, that was some solid shooting.
Hey,
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Was
you,
it
you
Was
know
it a
what
real
I'm saying?
gun? Well, of
It
course
was
it's
a real
not.
That
gun.
was a
That's
real
no-
gun,
No,
but
no
bullets-
bullets in there. No bullets.
But the
Oh, okay.
grouping that I saw on that door, that was
Yeah.
good.
You know,
That was real good.
you know,
So who shot that?
you know,
Oh, so you shot the door for real?
No.
I was just about to take credit for it.
Oh,
Right.
I'm about to say you shot the door. Okay.
No, that was
She gotta
actually-
call
her
her real
Take you to the
quick.
range
Yeah,
then.
yeah. I actually
See if we
wanna
gonna
go-
shoot it.
I'll take you up on that. I want to go to the range. So.
For sure.
I'll take you
Yeah,
up.
that's fun. Oh no, I want to do the
Bird.
No.
the trail, like you know the what they call it, where you got you go out in the woods and they have like this whole thing.
You mean paintball gun?
No,
That's
they
what
Trying to
shooting.
be scary. She trying to
They
be
shooting
scary.
like you're still shooting the gun, but
Wanna
it's
go
like
hunting?
all these different things, like
Oh, you mean you want to do like a maze?
with shooting, yeah, with things to shoot at. You know?
Oh, okay.
I gotta have the best tea.
He loved this
My
tea.
No way that-
It's cold now, but it's still good. It tastes
It's still
good.
good.
Man.
But actually, for your birthday, she took you to do the
the
Netherlands
lights
of
are
violent crimes.
Yeah.
We went into what is it called? What the hell?
Rage room.
Rage room when
and
we
it
broke
was
things.
awesome.
It was just screaming
seen
and throwing
fire.
stuff like this. Actually,
What was you doing? Just breaking
Smashing
stuff?
stuff, yeah, and I seen fire.
Yeah.
Is it like Drake protective gear and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
With the
Well,
mask on
mask.
you, gloves.
yeah, you
We
gotta
got
wear
to-
boots and stuff.
Yeah, we got to hit things with bats and crowbars.
Yeah, and hammers.
She kept on making fire with the
It
stuff
was
like
fun.
this.
Yes, it was fire.
Yeah,
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 you hit it
fire.
with maybe I'm too excited about this.
I was just gonna say, like,
Yeah, if you hit these
With a-
four
with a metal?
things
Mhm.
at the right amount of speed, right amount of intensity, it starts sparking.
Mm-hmm.
it was fun. It was fun.
quite
It
the.
was smart.
Don't bring it to her house.
It was
Yeah.
fucking. So I wanted to say, so with Akila's story, so she basically met up with her ex. She met up with her ex, and they started hanging. They started, mingling together again.
Kikiing.
Yeah, kink. But so and then things hit off from there. So they started dating again. She never I guess this was the first time she ever started dating again. She had 5 kids. And things go from there. And she ended up pregnant for the man. Her friends were saying that she was planning on like moving in with him after the baby was born and stuff like that.
I
And
want
then-
to tell them the whole story because they gotta go watch it.
Okay, so basically you gotta go see it. It's very crazy. I don't understand why this man did that, but what was going on in his head.
When you
But it
figure
was
out why
crazy.
he did it, it's the crazy part.
It's crazy. So I'm not gonna tell the whole, she right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell the whole thing. Go see it for yourself. So back to Germ. Who are you?
I am a former college athlete.
Okay.
Play basketball. My same big church family. We all play basketball too. So
I know if y'all not
Yeah.
singing,
yeah,
you
family.
move
Yeah,
it.
right.
Or
Yeah.
trash talking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Family
Listen.
reunions can get serious. But, I got a degree, 2 degrees in fine arts. So I was studying acting as soon as I got in college. Playing basketball helped that to be free. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Scholarships, but. I was one day I wanted to send me an Academy Award. They say that I did.
Yes.
Put y'all all in the front row.
You
You
in
know
the-
what I'm saying?
Oh, listen.
Yeah.
We there, no take that.
I'll be there.
Larry tells in the house.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Right.
No, you get an interview on the red carpet if you win.
Hey, you got
If.
it. Whatever.
Why you
When?
saying if?
When?
Absolutely.
We speak
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Oh,
here.
you got a song.
Yeah. We winning all the time.
You got another
No
song?
matter what. I got a lot of songs.
You didn't show me you just
She
only showed me
performed
one.
at all her stuff.
We got a lot
You gotta
of
come to
songs.
one of her performances.
Almost 8 year olds, bro. What?
That's it. So y'all know how we like to bring everything back together with the word, right? With the scripture in the Bible. So we have some tales to tell, and we're gonna wind it back in with some scriptures. You know what I mean? Some scriptures.
Some scriptures.
So
How
go
many
ahead,
we talking
Denell.
about? Just-
Oh. Go ahead, Denell.
Okay, so my fatal attraction story. I had dated this guy in junior high, and pretty much we fell off after like right when I was getting ready to go into high school. I got back together with him, and this was when I was still a virgin. And every time he told me, every time we were together, pretty much he was always trying to get me to have sex. I'm like, no, I'm not ready, not doing anything, no.
Period.
And he was a gang member.
And my few shares of gang members.
And
now.
yeah, I'm not even gonna say what gang he was in, but he was a gang member. And pretty much after about 6 months worth of dating, he kept on getting tired of hearing me say no. So his birthday party had it at it was like this house over there by Severance in Cleveland.
I was just there yesterday.
And I was like down the street from there. And this guy got turned up for his birthday, was taking shots and shots and shots and shots of tequila, thinking he was about to get some. I told him no. And I got pistol whipped in front of a party full of all his friends
Jesus.
and him. And not one of them dare move to do anything. When I tell you all this was bloody and scratched up, I literally ran out the house, ran down to Severance. I'm not sure if they still have a McDonald's over there, but I ran into the McDonald's bathroom, got my face together, got my friend to come pick me up, take me home. Later on after that, like I stopped talking to him, stopped dealing with him, period. And ran into him again and his little friends at Tri-C. They tried to put me in their car to get me to go with them. Because even though I hadn't had sex with him, he still looked at me as property. He still looked at me as his girl. It had been like 3 months. And he even got my friend to join the gang. Like having her call me like, yo, like he's so sorry. He misses you, blase, blase. Like, because for membership for the girls, she had to pull a train.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
And-
So she
and-
did that?
She did that. In that situation, I was just thankful that I saw the warning signs. I did not give it up to him. That I said no, that I stood on that no.
Yes.
And I have not seen him since. I don't
Thank God.
I don't even go to certain parts of the east side worrying I'm gonna see him. So
Right.
I'm thankful that I got away from him and that I am not a fatality.
You are not
You are not a fatality.
I am
Yeah,
not.
but go ahead. You
Yes.
know, have your moment.
I
You
am
are
thankful
not.
I am not a fatality.
Amen.
Sis.
What's your destructive
Lord.
fatal attraction?
Okay, so unfortunately, I ran into a couple fatal attractions, but it was always if I try to leave. When I see something I don't like it, I'm bouncing, right? So
Flip it away.
this guy has went to the other side, so he's no longer here. So I'm not gonna. Okay, so my fatal attraction story was I had just got my first apartment. I'm from the freaking West Side, so I really didn't know much about like East Side hoods. I heard that.
West Side.
What you trying to say? I'm a cool because I'm from the 30th and Bel Air. You know what I'm talking about.
belly.
I went to Rose. So, anyways, so I'm from the West Side, so I really didn't know much about the East Side of Cleveland. I knew certain spots because my first school was East High. I did live on Superior for a second, but for the most of my schooling, I went to West Side schools. So I moved to my first apartment. I got it through HUD, so that's the urban development stuff. And I was just excited to leave my mom's house because I wanted to be fast, and if I wanted friends over, I wanted to be able to invite them over. So I accepted the first place that accepted me, and I was 17. I got my first apartment. I ran into a guy who was much older than me. He was 27, and he was actually dealing with a girl who had an episode from doing real life crime on what's the murder show that's always in Cleveland?
First 48?
First 48. So this girl was on the first 48. And I used to hear her like running through my apartment complex looking for him. And he was with me. But
Wow.
but he was with me, but I wasn't like, I didn't know that he was like saying he loved her and stuff like that, or with her. I was crazy, girl. So I put myself in situations where I shouldn't have been. So I know it was me. But anyway, so his sister lived 2 floors above me, and I used to go to her to get my hair done. So I just went to her that day and got like this ponytail. And key to the story, he always wore black. And so I decided to go. My first apartment was in Rainbow Terrace. That's Garden Valley.
Oh, Jesus. I used to be a security guard over there, so I know.
Jesus.
Bro. Oh my God.
And I was like the new girl. And I remember boys saying, like, you don't act like these girls over here or whatever. And so I came up with a
belong.
I didn't belong. And my cousins warned me. They was like, well, my family called me Tartar. They said, Tartar, don't talk to no boys out there. So this guy was like, oh, I'm not from Garden Valley. I'm from 102nd and Sophia. So I had no idea what that was, but that's dangerous too. And so I was like, okay, well, you're not from over here. So I guess that's it. Let's talk then. So we was talking and I decided, I'm like, oh, he was Lord forgive me, but he was like super broke. And I realized that we wasn't like going places. And when he did get money, it was because he was like robbing people and stuff like that. And so what happened was I got my hair done. I wanted a little steak from the little Garden Valley store or whatever. So I went to get the steak with a friend, and she's so white bread, y'all. She from Windham, Ohio. So she talks like, oh my gosh, like, what's up? So she doesn't know anything about the hood either. So we going to the store, and on the way back, we see a guy dressed in all white. Remember I told you he wore all black. So this guy had on all white, and he had on like a hood, and he was looking down. And I don't know what in me didn't tell me to like just walk the other way, but I'm like, whatever. So I kept walking and I was going towards my apartment, and it's almost dark outside, right? And so he raises up his head, and so I see him. I'm like, oh, hi. I'm gonna call him Pete. So I'm like, hey, Pete. And so I really didn't want to say hey, but I didn't want to start nothing. But he didn't care. He was turned already. And so he was like, what you mean, hey? And he grabbed my ponytail. I had a real long ponytail, and wrapped it around his head. And so I grabbed my root so it wouldn't pull out, because you ain't gonna embarrass me. So he grabbed my ponytail, and I grabbed it and like yanked from him, and I started to take off. I was up out there. So I like put on my Sonic shoes. I started to run, but he pulled the gun out and he pointed it the way I was running. So if I'm running that way, he pointed it that way. He wasn't pointed at me. He said, if you keep running that way, I'm shooting that way. And so my friend was with me, so she stopped. I hear her on the phone. She's like, oh my gosh, this man is chasing Tara. He's about to freaking kill us.
Oh my God.
So I hear her, and so and she's like stepping away from me. She like, if he shoots you, I'm trying to get shot. So I feel her or whatever like that. Dang. So she's stepping backwards. And I'm like, all right, Pete, let's talk. And so he was like, all right. So I was like, but you got to put the gun up. So he went like this to put the gun up. I said, so I take it out. I take off running. I grab my keys and put them in my hand, right? And so I lived on the first floor of them Rainbow Terrace apartments. And he went to the front door and I went to the back. So we both opened the doors at the same time. He's up about 6 stairs and I'm already on the floor where my apartment is, but I'm still standing like maybe 4 feet away from it, my doors. And so I had the key in a hand and he had the gun in his hand pointing it at me this time. And so I see the Project Police roll through the scene or whatever like that. But he was like, shut up, police right there. And so I'm like, he got a gun. And then he, by then I put the gun down a little bit, but he raised it back up and pointed at me. So I shut the door and I opened it real fast because I didn't want him to be able to run towards me. So I had to keep my eyes on him. And so he was like, don't do that again. And I was like, so I put on my acting skills and I was like, all right, you know what? Let's just talk. I don't like doing this with you. I don't know why I just didn't talk to you in the beginning. He's like, right. And I'm like, I'm not doing this with your gun out. I'm scared. And so he put his gun in his pants again. And as he's putting his gun in his pants, I take off running towards him to get to my door. Because remember, he's up 6 stairs and I'm already on that floor. And so, you know, when you put the key in ignition and you don't get it right away, you like trying to figure out where it's at. Nope, I slipped right on in there. I slipped right on in there and I twist the key and I got in my apartment and then I just start hearing gun banging against my door like boom, boom, boom. He's trying to get in and I ain't let him. Now, unfortunately, we had relations. So he had I guess, reason to be mad because I took his heaven away. I took it away, and he was upset. He didn't want that, and so it was real scary. I'm laughing now, but I went through it. I literally left and moved to Atlanta after that, and but it wasn't exactly after that. The next day, he came back to my apartment. I didn't move or nothing like that, and he was talking through my window, and he was saying, "I ain't never met a girl like you. You be reading your Bible," and I was not reading my Bible that much, not like now. But he was like, you don't be read. I mean, you read your Bible. All these girls over here are ghetto, and I'm like, I know, right? Why would you do that to me then? But he just was saying he's sorry and stuff like that.
Nice.
Rest in peace to him. He actually got into a fight with a dude out there and was beating him up, and the dude just pulled out a gun and shot him in his chest twice. So he's gone now. But didn't want that for him. I'd rather him get his life together. But I wasn't with him by then. Like I said, I moved to Atlanta. Because I didn't want to get shot. I thought he was going to kill me if I didn't come back to him. But I only stayed a couple days because I was fast. I know another guy moved me out there, and I was like, I don't want to be here with him either. So I just came back to Cleveland and moved back to the West Side.
Yeah, when you say you pulled out your acting skills, I didn't tell y'all how I went to school the next day after they did try to get me after I ran for the bus. Okay, so I had a stud for a roommate. And I told her what happened, like this big burly girl. So like she's like, I told her what happened. She's like, you ain't going to school by yourself. I'm like, I don't need you being my bodyguard at school. So when I tell you she dressed me up like a stud.
What? What that was gonna help?
Oh, it did help. She had me in a baseball cap, oversized jacket, oversized jeans, stud walking all the way into school. I walked right past the dudes that was sitting right by my door.
Oh my God.
They were sitting right.
Yo, what up?
They were sitting right by the campus door, and I'm like, walked right past them, got right to class, and walked right past them.
He knocked the stud into her.
Right.
Well,
Like, hey, what up, Don?
What it do?
well, I
What
am
it do,
thankful
dog?
that you are not a fatality.
I was not a
Yes.
fatality.
No.
Yes.
Period.
Not scary. So mine is like, I don't know, it ain't that crazy. It's crazy, it ain't that crazy. But I was dating somebody, this is like my early 20s, and you know, Caribbean people, we crazy.
I heard.
He was not only just Caribbean, but he was mixed together as a little. So
He so cute. I'm just.
I mean, he wasn't bad looking.
This is what's wrong with women today.
Then the relationship was very toxic. It started off good, you know, y'all man, you know, nice and sweet in the beginning, you know. Oh, you're like heaven and angel.
She really isn't it?
Yeah. So then, you know, it started getting they get comfortable. Well, let me not say they. He got comfortable, and then it started turning. You know, you start seeing the true colors of a person. So me, y'all know me. Well, the old me was a fighter, and you better not. You better not. Oh my God, what is going on? Oh, it's detoxing her again. Okay. This tea is running through her system.
Oh my goodness, that felt so good too.
So basically, it was like it started to become toxic. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter in a different way now, but I was a fighter. I was a fighter, and I was not letting nobody manage me. So I stood my ground
To this day.
So yeah. So he, you know, we get into like really heated arguments, and he started throwing them hands. I throw them hands back, and I think the fact that it got real bad to a point where, and this was at his people's house, and it got really bad to a point where I was not backing down, because I'm not a back down person when I get into a fight. This is why I don't fight.
Don't give back
I
down.
don't back down, and like
It didn't turn into a 5-on-1 situation, did it?
no, like no, but it's like put a gun out on me, and
Oh, you was whooping his head.
yeah, because he was mad the fact that he was getting beat up, because every time I would knock him down, he would get back up trying to fight me, and then he's like, let me go. I'm like, no, I ain't letting you go. Like, you're doing too much. And he pulled a gun out at me to try to shoot him, and I saw him walked up. I'm crazy, like, you know.
She's not crazy. She just don't play that.
I don't play that, and it's like I'm a very serious person. If you're trying to threaten my life, so I'm gonna threaten your life as well. So he pulled a gun out at me, and I walked up to the gun, and I'm like, shoot me. I want to see you shoot me. Like, I dare you. So, and and I have mines at the same time. I have a knife. I love knives. So I had a knife and I had a taser. So because I'm always protecting myself because it's crazy people out there. Defending myself. So I have my taser and my gun. My taser and my knife. Hit the gun out of his hand and I tased him. So he laying on the floor because the taser, the type of taser I have is like a punch taser. So it's a knuckle taser.
It's one of the good ones.
When I'm punching, I'm tasing. So I punched him dead in the chest and tased him. And he fell on the floor. He called my brother. Like, come get your sister, man. She know I got heart issues and she trying to kill me.
Whoa.
I tell you, what's the fatal attraction?
Yeah, you started it. My brother was like, what did you do? What did you do to her? Like, y'all need to stop fighting and this and fifth. Like, so, but it's like, I had to get out of that toxic situation.
Yeah.
And then he started smoking, cocaine and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, now you're starting to do too much. So I'm like, I'm gotta get myself out of this. But he would not let me go. He would not let me like leave the relationship. He would be in a whole different relationship with somebody else, but still try to like cling on or stalk me. Ended up passing away, which is because I really cared for him, but he overdosed and died. So, but it was sad that he ended up dying because I was sad, you know.
Yeah.
It was very sad.
Yeah. I went
I wanted better,
to
so.
my abuser's funeral.
Very abusive.
It was huge. It was at Pastor
But I
Vernon
ain't
Church.
taking no hits.
But
Sir.
we also want to know, have you went through any fatal attractions? Were
Yeah,
you
come
the
on.
person
Come on,
doing
Jern.
the running, or was you running after her?
Because I guess I was both. I was abusive too.
Um,
No, it's fight back. That's protection.
We thank God you ain't a fatality.
I'm at a fatality.
She ain't a fatality.
Yes. And I didn't go crazy.
Finish him. I'm just playing.
Right. I don't play that.
Not the period.
Right though.
Period.
Come on.
He's up.
Let's hear your fatality.
He's
Well,
up.
your own fatality.
I wouldn't say I had
This is-
fatalities, but I had a couple instances where ladies, went a little loco on me, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be slashing tires or knocking over my mopeds and stuff like that. I actually had to go to court
Wow.
for somebody, damaging one of my mopeds. Big scooter guy. So did some damage, went and got that bread in court. You know what I'm talking about? Went and got that bread in court.
Yeah, get that money.
Hook her up
Well,
top. How about to play with him?
I'm for the most part a pretty I had my toxic time, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not toxic no more, obviously. But I was never even at my worst. I was never really disrespectful or anything like that. It was just more so about me wanting to chase my dreams and not, waiting on nobody to do so. So that's really a disparity.
How old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
26.
26.
26.
26.
Ooh, I thought you was like a little older.
Man, 26.
26.
Like
Okay, so
Older
shout out
survivor,
to a
you know
young
what I'm saying? I
king.
gotta be a little more mature, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you was 28.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
his daddy look young.
Yeah, my daddy's young. They had me at 18 and 19, my parents.
Let's
So
go.
they're still very much young and youthful and can't get nothing past them still.
Ooh.
Okay.
I had my baby at 15, so my child is 19 now.
Really.
Yeah. I don't have any other kids.
Besties, huh? Yeah, besties.
My bestie.
Yeah.
She's a girl.
Yeah. I was pregnant with my son at 18 and had him at 19. We ain't besties. I'm
Y'all
beating
not
that
besties?
butt.
I'm beating that, but that was a really good story because it's not always the man. Sometimes the women can be the fatal attraction, and we thank God that you are not a fatality.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, thank you, Jesus. So there are stories in the Bible that, is like talks about what happens when
you're in a fatal attraction.
in a fatal attraction. It leads to destruction, it leads to harm, and it leads to your downfall. Just like the story of Samson and Delilah. Like he got love struck by this beautiful woman and she betrayed him and took away his powers. Well, I wouldn't say she took away his powers, but it caused for his powers to get taken. But his powers still came from God. He got up in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But just be careful of the relationships you end up being in and the person you choose to be in.
Yes.
The person you choose to be with, because you never know what's going to happen. Like Jerem said, it's like when you said about, you had a bigger goal for your life and you're not going to let nothing stop you. Like, don't let nothing stop you. If that person don't add up to your life, do not add them to your life. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that makes me think about it's my first time being single in 9 years. I was married for 9 years before my late husband, is that how you said it?
Yeah.
My husband passed away. But God did not put me in that relationship. I put myself in that relationship.
Mhm.
So just like with the biblical story you brought up, if God didn't put you in it, don't put yourself in it. You go through so much. My relationship was a fatal attraction. Not that I didn't take my husband out of here, but he was taken away fatally. I hope I said that right. So if God didn't put you in that relationship, you're gonna end up in a situation like Samson and Delilah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do that either. That was good. That was a good one.
Amen. Well, one of the other stories I know about is the rape of Tamar. She was raped by her half brother Amnon.
This is blood.
Yeah.
Blood brother.
So
Incest.
yeah, so pretty much
They said she was a beauty.
Yeah.
So seeing her, he was just
He
like,
fell
I don't care
desperately
if
in
you
love
are
with
my
her.
sister.
That's crazy.
he fell desperately in love with her, and his cousin talked him into pretty much saying, "You shouldn't be sad. You're the king's son." So pretty much he said, "Play sick, have your sister come, give you food, give you wine or whatever." And pretty much in that
Plot.
moment,
That was the devil.
Plot.
he took that situation, worked it to his benefit, and raped her. And then on top of that, he was mad at her after he's the one who disgraced her.
He like, ugh, you dirty now.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Like, how do you flip the script on somebody you raped?
And so after that, he was killed, right?
Yeah, he was killed by his other
Other
brother
brother.
because the king, his father, didn't
Do nothing.
do nothing about it.
Wow. So
That's
I
good.
have another fatal attraction story in the Bible of David and Bathsheba, because she was a baddie too of the Bible. Look how baddies in the Bible. It's so
Right.
funny to see who they thought was beautiful.
Right.
Bible baddies. So David, when he became king, he was in his kingdom or whatever, and he looked across. How would you say this, like in this terms, like Gen Z term or whatever? He looked across the street and could see inside Bathsheba's window. She was taking a bath like a baddie, right? And he was like, "Oh my gosh, who is that?" So he asked his boys. His boys told him who she was, but he they said, "But her husband works for you in the army, because you know the king is the king of the army." And he like, "All right, so put him on the front line
Right. The plot.
during
Another
war.
plot.
Put him on the front line during war. He gonna get taken out there, and then I'm gonna take Bathsheba as mine." And so that's what he did. I don't remember her husband's name, but he did die, and unfortunately he died. That's just gonna be a crazy or it is or was a crazy entrance to heaven when David died. He was like, "Why you do that?" or whatever. But I couldn't imagine like them meeting each other in heaven, because I know they both went to heaven. Obviously, David got himself together, but Bathsheba became his wife. They had a baby together, and God said, "Because of how you got her, I'm gonna take that baby back." So God ended up taking David and Bathsheba's firstborn away and just took him back, and that's when David went and threw all the dirt on his head. Like,
They so dramatic in the Bible.
yeah,
Like,
you
you
know,
know,
like how you
did
get so
wrong.
sad and you just throw dirt on your
Like,
head. Like,
rip my
no.
clothes. I'm gonna rip my shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know
but,
my
The
pain.
Bible is a big old soap opera.
It
Oh my
is,
goodness,
like,
it's so good.
It is.
Especially
It's
the
so
Old
good.
Testament.
It's really what the
Mhm.
life that we live in now. Like,
We definitely can put that to our stories now.
yeah.
But that leads to a question. Do you have a girlfriend right now? Anybody you're speaking to?
No, not really. I'm kind of
Single and
picky, super
focused?
super picky, and I guess I can be impatient. You know, I'm praying on that.
Responsible king. Okay,
But at
okay.
the same time, you know, it's just I live a spontaneous life, and in order to really do that and maximize that, you got to be wealthy. So I want to stack money, and you know, by the time it's time to really get going,
Yep.
it'd be no wants or anything. So do it like that. But I'm sure, you know, God gonna provide something in time. So
Yeah,
whoever
you're
she
still
is,
young.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Enjoy your
You
what you call it?
Yeah.
No, your
singleness. Enjoy your
It's like
singleness.
on our last show we talked about how
'Cause
good
I
it is
am.
to be single because you're learning yourself
Yes.
and you know what you want. When you know what you want, you know what you work
Will
for
accept.
and work
Yeah.
for. So that is our show today. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on another Glory Tales talk show.
Don't end it. We gotta ask him about his
Darn it.
his social media
Oh yeah.
where we can meet.
Yo, social media.
You know what I'm talking about? You can catch me on
Not your voice.
J Burge _3 on IG,
Yeah.
Snapchat. I got a public profile. You can follow that at Burge Buckets 25.
Buckets.
And
Buckets.
go watch that. You know what I'm saying? The more
Yeah,
viewers
the
I
trailer.
get, keep my profile like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Do you have any new things coming up or that you want to let us know about?
Yeah, I got actually tonight. I got an expo tonight that I'm going to. I was invited to. It's just a lot of actors from all over the place. We meeting downtown. Yeah, he's supposed to have some type of nice event for us to network and stuff like that.
Beautiful.
But of course, films and stuff like that coming up. So a lot of auditions and stuff. So trying to grind out.
That's
The
good.
100%
Get your work
representation is in there.
Right,
So.
work.
Yeah.
Put in work.
Work.
Put in work.
No,
First of all, no. It's put in work. We're not doing Rihanna. How y'all gonna jump to Rihanna knowing that I got a song?
I'll jump to your song.
Right, I'm gonna play my song at the end of
He
this.
did.
Check my song out, and I'm gonna put the link down. I'm going to put the link down.
What do you go by?
For his show?
I go by Germ. Germ is the brand, Germ this, Germ that, Germ everything.
Follow him.
But
Germ.
Germ with a J, not with a G. I promise I'm clean. I got
Jeremy Germ.
He's Jeramie with a J.
He's clean germ.
Clean germs.
Clean Germ.
Clean germs.
Amen. Catch you later.
Catch you later.
See ya.
Catch you later.
If you or someone you know is going through any of the situations that we talked about, or something similar to the situations that we talked about, realize that you are not alone in this. You can get help, and there is help available to you. You don't have to stay in anything that causes you harm or puts you in danger. Reach out. There is always a way out.
You do not have to suffer in silence. If you just need to talk, you can message us. We'll talk back. Or you can hit up the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233.
Just remember, guys, you are not a fatality.
Can do all things through Christ as He is who strengthens. I can do all things through Christ as He is who strengthens. Put in work, yes me I said put in work, yes me I said put in